the invisible minefield that cages our galaxy. Imagine it is the year 2500. Humanity finally launches a probe to leave the Milky Way galaxy. The mission is being broadcast to billions of people back on Earth. But just as the probe crosses the edge of our galaxy, something terrifying happens. Without warning, the metal hull crumples in on itself. It twists, buckles, and vanishes into nothingness. There was no asteroid. There was no star. The probe simply hit an invisible point in space, no bigger than a proton. But that tiny point had the mass of a rhinoceros. This sounds like science fiction, but thanks to the James Webb Space Telescope, we now have evidence that these invisible monsters might be real, and we might be surrounded by millions of them right now. Chapter 1. The Impossible Giants. For decades, we thought we knew how black holes were born. We believed they only formed when a massive star ran out of fuel and collapsed. This meant there was a limit to how fast a black hole could grow. It takes time for a star to live, die, and for the resulting black hole to eat enough matter to get big. But then the James Webb Space Telescope looked back in time. It saw supermassive black holes existing just 500 million years after the Big Bang. This shouldn't be possible. These monsters are billions of times the mass of the Sun. There simply wasn't enough time in the early universe for them to eat that much. It is like finding a fully grown blue whale in a swimming pool that was filled 5 minutes ago. The laws of physics said these giants shouldn't exist. But they do. So scientists had to find a new explanation. And the answer is terrifying. Chapter 2. The Soup of the Universe. The theory is called Primordial Black Holes. It suggests that black holes didn't need stars to form. In the very first second after the Big Bang, the universe was a hot, dense soup of particles. It wasn't perfectly even. Some spots were denser than others. Scientists believe that these dense patches were crushed by the pressure of the universe itself. They collapsed directly into black holes, skipping the star phase entirely. This means black holes could have been born instantly, and they could be any size. They could be as massive as 100,000 suns, which explains the giants we see in the early universe. But they could also be tiny, as small as a single atom, or the size of a proton with the mass of a rhino. We call these black hole rhinos. Chapter 3. The Dark Matter Halo. This brings us to the most disturbing part of the discovery. We know that galaxies spin too fast. There is extra gravity holding them together that we cannot see. We call this dark matter. For years we have searched for exotic particles to explain it, but we have found nothing. Now, a new theory suggests we have been looking for the wrong thing. What if dark matter isn't a particle? What if it is millions of tiny, invisible black holes? A swarm of black hole rhinos circling our galaxy in a massive halo. We wouldn't be able to see them. They are too small to detect with telescopes, but their gravity would be strong enough to hold the galaxy together. Some scientists argued that these tiny black holes should have evaporated by now due to Hawking radiation. But a study published in 2024 suggests that at tiny scales, this evaporation might stop. This means they are still out there, right now. Conclusion. If this theory is true, it changes everything. It means our galaxy isn't just floating in empty space. It is surrounded by a minefield. Millions of deadly, invisible points of infinite gravity waiting in the dark. If we ever try to send a spaceship to Andromeda, we might not be able to get through the swarm. We might be trapped in our own galaxy, caged by the very things that hold it together. The universe is not just vast, it is full of monsters we are only just beginning to see. Question for the audience. Do you find the idea of invisible Rhino black holes scary or fascinating? Let me know in the comments.